So we'll start there. So the first step is to build a strong profile. If you haven't done so already, I would highly recommend starting your profile before you go to law school. Make sure it's complete and up to date so you can add any undergraduate degrees you might have, your diplomas, any certificates or accomplishments that you've had so far. Use a clear photo, ideally a photo of just yourself rather than a group photo. There's a headline portion on LinkedIn to communicate what you're looking for. So this is where you get to introduce yourself a little bit, either say that you're about to attend law school, or you're in law school, or you've just completed law school, completing your NCA exams, or you have completed your NCA exams and are looking for articling positions or mentorship positions or whatever you're looking for. Make sure in your education and experiences to include details about those. So for example, if you're going to put your undergraduate degree, put what your undergraduate degree was in. If you did any substantive research during then, to say so. If you had won any awards for any papers that you had written or any scholarships, make sure to include that. For your jobs, make sure to include your skills as well. So if you've had any administrative type jobs, making sure that you include that you're proficient in Outlook and any Microsoft Office suite products, Google, anything like that, that would be quite helpful in terms of just bolstering your profile on LinkedIn. Endorsements. This isn't something that's I've seen used quite often, but I've seen it be quite effective. So endorsements are skills that you can put on LinkedIn that you've done throughout that you've completed or that you have. So for example, if you've done legal research and writing, you can put that as one of the skills. You can put Microsoft Office as one of the skills if that's a I guess a program that you're comfortable with. You can put public speaking as a skill as well. And then you can have your friends or work colleagues or professors go endorse those skills. So if an employer is looking at your profile, they can see that, okay, well, this person's been practicing these skills, or they've got a lot of people endorsing these skills for them. Make sure that the friends that you ask to endorse those skills of yours have either seen you complete them, because it loses credibility if you have a friend just endorse on all the skills, even though they're a childhood friend and didn't necessarily go to school together with you, or didn't work with you, or didn't know you at the time that you were working. And start building your connections with the people you know. So this would include your friends, this would include your professors as well. And then that way, LinkedIn has a way with their algorithms where they'll populate suggestions, so a people you may know kind of section based on the people that you've already connected with, to kind of give you ideas of who you might know. And if it's someone that you haven't necessarily met in person, but you've heard of from a friend or from a professor, if you want to connect with them because you think that they're going to be a great addition to your network, just send them a message, introduce yourself, and tell them why you're looking to connect with them. Strategies for networking using LinkedIn specifically. So on LinkedIn, there are pages for employers. So if you look up your employer, a potential employer that you might want to work for, they'll have their employment page, and then on there you can see the employees that are on LinkedIn that work there. They'll almost always have juniors listed as well, or the juniors will have their job title listed as well. You can also guess as to who is the most recent addition based on how long they've been working there for. And that's a great way to reach out to someone at a potential company or firm that you want to work at, and to find out more about what it is actually like to work there. You can meet them for a coffee, do a video call or a phone call. It's really up to you how you want to connect and meet with them. You can find out more about their hiring process as well. So you can find out about who the person is that you need to get in touch with once you're done law school, to send your resume or cover letter or anything like that. And then make sure that you keep in touch with those people as well, especially if you get along well and this is a firm or a company that you want to work for. Make sure that you keep in touch with them throughout law school. Either share little, accomplishments during law school with them, or you can share your travels with them as well, just to kind of build that build that relationship rather than just have a coffee and then end it there. Make sure you personalize your messages. No blanket messages to everyone. Just make sure you introduce yourself while you're reaching out to them, what you're looking for, whether you want to shadow someone at the firm or something for the day, or you want to meet for coffee and speak about X, Y, and Z. Just make sure that you're specific. That way, if they're not the person that you should be speaking to at the firm or company, they'll be able to reach out to whoever the appropriate person is and connect the two of you that way. Um, LinkedIn also has groups. You can join specific work groups. So, for example, if you're looking for a litigation position in Edmonton, there are litigation groups on LinkedIn. If you're looking for real estate, there's that as well. There's groups for students as well in law school and things like that. So, make sure you join the groups that are appropriate to you that you think would benefit you in the long term. Make sure to interact with the posts, ask questions, and that would be a great way to find people to meet with as well. Um, Leveraging the job search. There are job alerts that you can set up on LinkedIn. You can put on all the buzzwords, whether it's articling, articles, articling position, things like that, just to make sure you get the alerts when they're advertised. They're not necessarily readily available on the home page, so it's nice to get email notifications for when you are looking for a specific job, when those are updated and when those are posted. Um, in your headline, make sure you include what you're looking for. So this goes back to the little blurb that you have with your bio, just to make sure that you update that as you move through law school and as you write your NCAs, just so recruiters know as well. So you may have people reaching out to you to say, hey, I'm a recruiter for so and so firm. We're looking for articling students. I've noticed you're also looking for an articling position. Would this interest you? And you can have a conversation that way. Connect with people you meet at the events. So I can speak to Bond University, where they do quite a bit of events or seminars at the university where you can meet other practitioners in Australia as well. Those are great people to connect with. Edmonton's got similar ones as well, where you can meet practitioners. I know the courthouse, or sorry, not the courthouse, the Edmonton Bar Association puts on events as well for students, and that's a great way to connect law firms with students as well. So keep an eye out on those in your area, and you might be able to connect with some people there as well. Um, your personal branding and online presence. That's key. You'll hear this a lot. And funny enough, I attended a seminar this afternoon for effective chambers advocacy, and one of the justices from the Court of King's Bench was one of the presenters, and he mentioned that your reputation follows you. So this is going to be a reoccurring theme that you'll hear the judges say, the lawyers that are practicing in your area say. You'll hear a lot of this, and your reputation really begins during law school, if not beforehand. So make sure that you're posting appropriate content if you are making posts, and just your personal branding is appropriate for what you're looking for. And your online presence, you can post regularly. I think LinkedIn has an algorithm where they'll prioritize profiles that are active on LinkedIn, and just relevant material that's tailored to your audience. So if you're looking for obviously an articling position or an in-house position, whatever you're looking for, just to make sure that the content that you're posting is relevant. It's different in comparison to, say, Facebook and Instagram, where it's not necessarily a personal journal. But I kind of I quasi straddle that line a little bit, because I don't post regularly, but I post about events that I've attended, and speak about how this has impacted me and what I've learned or what I've taken away from that. So for me, it's more of a professional journal, and that way I get to keep track of all the people I've met, all the events I've attended, and any of the people I want to follow up with for later meetups.